I just watched the worst isekai anime ever, so you don't have to. Villains, trash. Character death, non-existent. Waifus, eh. This isekai currently has a 6.6 rating on my anime list, which I think should be a 5 or lower because it achieves the bare minimum required to be a story or a series at all, called Kenja no Mago, or in English, The Wise Man's Grandchild. Knowing I'm suffering from my Rising of the Shield Hero withdrawal, YouTube decides to put this in my recommendation to supply me with my yearly isekai fix. Me trying to calm the itch decides to take a hit from the 2 free samples that Funimation was offering.
We have a stressed businessman that gets hit by a truck and wakes up in a magical world as Shin Wolford. He's raised by the world's 2 most powerful magicians, a legendary knight, and is obviously very overpowered. Upon reaching adulthood at age 15, he's sent out to school to learn how to integrate with society.
I'm gonna go ahead and get this out the way. For the animation, I'll give it a 5 out of 10, and the music a 4 out of 10. They're nothing special to write home about, pretty average. I base my judgment on whether a series is good or not based on its story, and my biggest criticism for this series comes from the lack of substance, from the one-dimensional characters with zero depth, and the use of common anime tropes as a substitute for character development, with the exception of a few.
What I mean by this is most of these characters have no goals or purpose. They don't go through any hardships that builds character and function with simple motives like wanting a boyfriend. The MC, Shin Wolford, goes to the story as a hollow shell with no aspirations and zero hardships because he's a prodigy with OP magic that gives him teleportation and atom bombs. I don't recall him ever having the resolve of doing anything major in season 1. Throughout this series, he just does whatever the parasites, his friends, want him to do. Whether it be forming a class to teach these quote-unquote friends how to also do OP magic, or being manipulated by the shy girl in love with the MC stereotype into making them enchanted clothes that's basically indestructible. So naturally, this invites other parasites to come leech off of him as well. And you're probably wondering, well, if he wants to do this for them, let him, right? Well, in episode 1, when his grandparents decide to take him out of the woods and into the city, they explicitly state their purpose going there and being former heroes of the kingdom is to keep him from being used and exploited because his OPness alone could shift the balance of power for the whole world. And what do they do in the very next episode? They let him make national treasures for his parasitic friends in front of them. Now we get to the villains. So the big bad of this series is this guy named Strom. To summarize his backstory, he was a noble that was very popular with the peasants and was in line to become king or duke or something, I don't know. So the other nobles got jealous of his popularity among the peasants, so they framed him as a human abductor. This made the peasants burn his house down with his pregnant wife instead. In a fit of rage, he becomes demonized and destroys the whole town. Now he wants to be able to turn other people into demons and make an army to destroy the kingdom. Keep in mind, this is not the same kingdom that Shin is in. He just came there to experiment. So now you're wondering what's wrong with the villain. He has a reasonable backstory and a clear and concise goal, right? But here's the problem. He takes over the kingdom by episode 10. Episode 10. And just tells his entire army, do whatever you want, I'm done. He achieved his goal. A little bit later, the other demons try to invade another kingdom just to get beaten by Shin and the parasites. And he's just like, fuck it, I'll jump in for no reason. Yeah, no. There's a whole lot more to this series that makes it bad, but I'm not gonna get into them in this video. It's not totally trash. There is one redeeming quality in this series, is that they decided to skip over the will they won't they routine with the MC and the shy girl and just straight up have them together. I honestly wouldn't recommend this to anybody, unironically, but feel free to watch this if you have some time to waste. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10, but if you did watch this already, let me know what you think in the comments, leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.